What really makes someone, like, well-informed, or maybe even deeper, what makes a person virtuous?
Hmm.
These aren't just like dusty old questions. They feel pretty relevant, right, for everyday life.
Absolutely. We grapple with this stuff all the time.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into a text that's shaped thinking for, well, millennia. But somehow it still speaks to us now.
Which text are we talking about?
We're looking at the Analects of Confucius. We're using the James Legge translation, the one you can find on Project Gutenberg.
Ah, the Analects. And yeah, this really is a shortcut, isn't it, to get at Confucius's wisdom. It's profound, but also really practical.
Practical, exactly, not just ancient history.
Right. It's got these enduring insights on, well, how to live, how to lead, how to connect with people. Our mission here really is to pull out the key nuggets of knowledge from this foundational text.
Make them accessible.
Accessible, actionable, and frankly, you might find some of it quite surprising.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Confucius kicks off the Analects with this deceptively simple question about learning.
Yeah.
He asks, is it not pleasant to learn with a constant perseverance and application?
It's such a lovely way to put it.
Isn't it? Learning isn't a chore. It's this ongoing, joyful thing, a lifelong commitment.
And what's really fascinating is that his idea of learning, it goes way beyond just, memorizing facts. He gives this warning, and it feels so relevant today.
What's the warning?
He says, learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous.
Wow.
Yeah, it really challenges you, doesn't it? Are we actually learning or just kind of consuming info without really processing it?
Labor lost, if you don't think about it.
Exactly. All that knowledge, useless. But then the flip side, just thinking without any real grounding in knowledge, that can lead you down some dangerous roads.
Okay, so there's this balance. Now get this next bit from Confucius. It really struck me, especially with, information overload today. His definition of knowledge itself.
What did he say?
When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge.
Ooh.
In a world where everyone seems to have an opinion on everything,
Yeah.
how revolutionary is that? That call for, like, intellectual humility.
It's totally radical because it's really about intellectual honesty, and it connects right into personal growth, self-examination.
Sounds so.
Well, look at his disciple, Tsing. He apparently practiced this daily self-reflection, checking things like, was I faithful in my business deals? Was I sincere with my friends? Did I actually master what I was taught?
That's intense. Daily.
Daily. And Confucius himself, he kind of gave us permission to be imperfect. He advised, when you have faults, do not fear to abandon them.
So it's not about being perfect right away.
No, not at all. It's about the consistent, honest look at yourself and being willing to change course, to fix things.
That idea of continuous improvement, it seems really central for Confucius. He believed if a man keeps cherishing his old knowledge so as continually to be acquiring new, he may be a teacher of others.
Like building on what you know.
Exactly. And he used these great analogies, like building a mound of earth. If you stop one basket short, well, that's on you, you stop.
Right.
Or if you're just starting, throwing one basket down on level ground, making progress, that's your own effort moving you forward. It's all about that consistent push, your own initiative.
That's crucial, and it ties perfectly into his own humility. Confucius never claimed he was born wise or anything.
Yeah.
No, he saw himself as a transmitter and not a maker, believing in and loving the ancients. He straight up said, I am not one who was born in the possession of knowledge. I am one who is fond of antiquity and earnest in seeking it there.
So he was a lifelong student himself.
A diligent one. He even talked openly about his own worries, his solicitudes, things like, am I failing to cultivate virtue properly? Or am I not discussing thoroughly enough what I've learned?
That makes him seem very human.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Totally. It shows even a great sage felt that pressure of constantly striving.
Okay, so if this is the path, lifelong learning, self-reflection, humility, what kind of person does Confucius think you should aim to become? He brings in this idea of the superior man.
The chunsa, yes.
What defines this person? He says the superior man acts before he speaks and afterwards speaks according to his actions.
Deeds before words. It's about living your values, not just, talking a good game.
Right. Walk the talk.
And to really grasp the superior man, it helps to see who Confucius contrasts him with. The mean man.
Okay.
The superior man, he says, is Catholic and no partisan. Now, Catholic here means like broad-minded, universal in outlook, not narrow or
Oh,
biased.
impartial.
Exactly. Whereas the mean man is partisan and not Catholic. He's stuck in his group, his biases.
So what's the core difference in their thinking?
Fundamentally, the superior man thinks about virtue, about righteousness. The mean man or the small man, he's thinking about comfort, about personal gain. What's in it for me?
It's a recurring theme, isn't it? Those underlying motivations.
It really is.
And beyond avoiding being partisan, Confucius really hammered home certain core virtues.
Like what?
He kept saying, hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. Like that's the foundation for everything else.
The bedrock.
Yeah. And he also listed 5 specific practices for perfect virtue: gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness.
That's a pretty practical list. Gravity, like seriousness or dignity.
Yeah, having the right weight, the right seriousness.
Yeah.
It's a blueprint for how to actually be in the world.
It absolutely is. And a key trait of this superior man is his self-awareness. And importantly, he doesn't care much about external validation.
Really? How so?
He's not distressed by men's not knowing him. Think about that today with social media and everything.
Yeah.
Instead, his attitude is, I am not concerned that I have no place. I am concerned how I may fit myself for one. I am not concerned that I am not known. I seek to be worthy to be known.
So the focus is all internal, on being worthy, not on being famous.
Precisely. Cultivate yourself and don't worry about the applause.
And does that internal work, does it have an outward effect?
Confucius thought so. He said, virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors.
So like attracts like.
Yeah.
Goodness draws people in.
That's the idea. Living virtuously isn't lonely. It actually creates community. It's magnetic. It's a beautiful thought, really.
It is.
And, Confucius also talked about the idea of a complete man. At first, it sounds like this impossible list of talents and skills.
Right, intimidating.
But then he kind of boils it down. He focuses on critical inner qualities, things relevant right now, like the person who, in the view of gain, thinks of righteousness.
So when there's profit on the line, you still think about what's right.
Exactly. Or someone who, in the view of danger, is prepared to give up his life and who does not forget an old agreement, however far back it extends, keeping your word.
Loyalty and integrity, even under pressure.
Right. Ultimately, the superior man has this inner strength. He's wise, he's free from perplexities, bold, he's free from fear. It's about clarity. Clarity of mind, clarity of purpose.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the individual cultivating themselves, but Confucius knew we don't live in a vacuum.
Right, relationships are key.
Exactly. He believed real virtue starts, well, at home. It blooms in connection. First family, then friendships, and then that ripples out to how society should work.
Makes sense. Start where you are.
He emphasized that the roots of all good actions are in the family, specifically filial piety and fraternal submission.
Respect for parents and elders, harmony among siblings.
Yeah, and serving parents with your utmost strength, really giving your all and caring for them respectfully.
And there's nuance there too, isn't there? It's not just blind obedience.
How do you mean?
Well, he mentions that a son can gently remonstrate with his parents, suggest things, maybe offer a different perspective.
So respectful disagreement is okay.
Gently, yes. It shows that even in these hierarchical relationships, there's room for discussion. The goal is harmony, not just top-down command.
Okay, interesting. What about friendships? That seems important too.
Definitely. He asks, is it not delightful to have friends coming from distant quarters? There's a joy in connection.
But then he gives some pretty direct advice. Have no friends not equal to yourself.
That one can sound harsh, can it?
A little. Does he mean status or wealth?
I don't think so. It seems to be more about moral and intellectual equals. Friends who will challenge you, who push you to be better, more virtuous, not just, yes men or people who drag you down.
So choose friends who help you grow.
Precisely. Friendship for Confucius involves real sincerity and having the courage to faithfully admonish your friends if they're going off track.
Tough conversations.
Yeah, but necessary ones. Though he also adds a practical note. Know when to stop if they're just impracticable and won't listen. Otherwise, you might disgrace yourself.
Interesting balance.
It's all about mutual improvement. He says, the superior man on grounds of culture meets with his friends and by their friendship helps his virtue. Friends are for helping each other be better people.
Not just for fun times.
Though sometimes are good too, I'm sure, but the purpose runs deeper.
Okay, this feels like a good moment to bring up something you've probably heard before, the golden rule.
Ah, yes, reciprocity.
Confucius put it so simply. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others.
It's incredibly powerful.
And he apparently said that this one word, reciprocity, could be a guide for your whole life.
It's pretty much universal, isn't it? That core idea of empathy and considering others.
Absolutely. And it's central to how he saw society working, too.
How did he apply these ideas to, say, government?
He scaled them up. He used this amazing analogy. He who exercises government by means of his virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place and all the stars turn towards it.
Wow, so virtuous leadership just naturally draws people in, brings order, like gravity.
That's the idea. It inspires, it doesn't have to force things. Which leads to his point about the leader's own behavior.
Right, the personal conduct.
He was crystal clear. If his personal conduct is not correct, he may issue orders, but they will not be followed.
Walk the talk again.
Exactly. And he added, to govern means to rectify, to set things right. And that has to start at the top.
It makes sense. You can't expect others to be upright if the leader isn't.
So, what did he see as the essential ingredients for good government?
Well, he listed three things: sufficiency of food, sufficiency of military equipment, and the confidence of the people in their ruler.
Food, military trust.
Okay. But then, this raises a really critical question. He was asked which he'd give up first if he had to.
Okay, what did he say?
First, give up the military equipment.
Right.
Then, if necessary, give up the food.
Wow, even food. People can't live without food.
But he said, you never give up the confidence of the people. Trust, that's the absolute bedrock. Without it, the state can't stand.
That's a powerful prioritization. Trust above all else.
It really is.
And if you have that trust and the leadership is virtuous, what's the potential impact?
Confucius believed it could be transformative. He said, if good men were to govern a country in succession for 100 years, they would be able to transform the violently bad and dispense with capital punishments.
100 years.
Yeah.
Transforming the worst people. And no need for executions.
That's the claim. It's a pretty radical idea about the power of sustained good governance. It makes you ask, why use violence or coercion at all if virtue can achieve something so deep?
So how did he think you govern without violence?
Through moral influence. He said, let your evinced desires be for what is good and the people will be good, like setting a trend for goodness.
Lead by example.
Exactly. And he used another analogy. The relation between superiors and inferiors is like that between the wind and the grass. The grass must bend when the wind blows across it.
The leader's influence naturally shapes the people's behavior.
That's the ideal. And for a state with a large population, he had clear steps. First, enrich them. Make sure people have their basic needs met.
Okay, practical needs first.
Then second, teach them. Once people aren't struggling for survival, then you can effectively teach them moral principles and civic virtue.
Enrich, then teach. Makes sense.
And it wasn't just about the top ruler. He stressed the importance of ministers, advisors.
What was their role?
To serve the prince or ruler with faithfulness. He praised people like Ziwan, who apparently held high office 3 times and left 3 times without showing any personal joy or disappointment.
Just did the job.
And each time, he made sure to thoroughly brief the incoming minister on how things were run. That shows loyalty to the state, to good governance itself, not just personal power or position.
That's real dedication.
Absolutely.
So we've talked a lot about the philosophy, the ideas, but what about Confucius the man? What was he actually like?
The Analects give us some wonderful glimpses, actually. They paint a picture. His disposition, for instance, was described as mild and yet dignified, majestic and yet not fierce, respectful and yet easy.
So approachable, but still commanding respect.
Seems like it, not some stiff, scary figure.
And you get this sense he really lived his teachings down to the small details.
Oh, definitely. It's easy to picture him as this lofty philosopher, but his personal conduct was meticulous.
Like how?
Well, he was apparently simple and sincere in his home village, but in court, he spoke very carefully, very precisely.
Adjusted his manner to the situation.
Right. And there are these fascinating little details, like he'd slightly bend his body when entering a palace gate as a sign of respect. He wouldn't step on the threshold.
That's specific etiquette.
Very specific, even down to clothes. He had different robes for different occasions, different types of fur for winter weather.
Wow.
And his eating habits, too, very precise. He liked his rice finely cleaned, wouldn't eat spoiled food, never ate without ginger, apparently.
Ginger with everything.
Seems like it. But it's not just, random quirks. It suggests he believed that Cultivating virtue, that propriety, it had to extend to every part of life, even the seemingly small things.
Living with intention in every action.
Exactly. And yet, despite all this focus on doing things correctly, he had this remarkable humility. We touched on it earlier, but it bears repeating.
What did he say?
He once said something like, "In letters meaning scholarship, I am perhaps equal to other men, but the character of the superior man carrying out in his conduct what he professes is what I have not yet attained to."
Even he felt he hadn't fully reached that ideal.
Apparently not. He even lamented once, "Alas, there is no one that knows me," which sounds quite lonely.
Yeah.
But then he found solace, adding, "But there is heaven that knows me." It shows this deep inner life, this connection to something higher, and just profound honesty about his own struggles.
That really does make him relatable. He wasn't claiming perfection.
Not at all.
Did he have specific things he was particularly cautious about?
Yes, the Analects mentioned three. The things in reference to which the master exercised the greatest caution were fasting, war, and sickness.
Fasting, war, and sickness. Why those, do you think?
Well, they're all serious matters, right? Fasting involves ritual purity and self-control. War has huge consequences. Sickness highlights human vulnerability. These seem like areas where he felt the weight of things most acutely.
Things you don't treat lightly.
Exactly. It's also interesting what he didn't talk about much.
Oh, like what?
The text says he avoided discussing extraordinary things, feats of strength, disorder, and spiritual beings.
So no ghosts or miracles.
Apparently not his focus. And it also says he seldom spoke about profitableness and also the appointments of heaven like fate and perfect virtue.
Wait, he seldom spoke of perfect virtue, but he described the superior man.
Right, he described the path towards it, the qualities, the effort. But perhaps he saw perfect virtue as such a high, maybe even unattainable ideal that dwelling on it wasn't as useful as focusing on the practical steps. It suggests a very grounded approach.
Focused on the here and now, the ethical conduct, the human realm.
Pretty much. Less about the mystical, more about how to live a good life right here, right now.
Okay, one last glimpse of the man, his love for music.
Ah, yes. That's a wonderful detail. It said that after he heard a particular ancient piece of music called the Shao,
Yeah.
he was so profoundly moved that he forgot the taste of meat for 3 months.
3 months, just from hearing music.
That's the story. He apparently exclaimed, "I did not think that music could have been made so excellent as this." It shows a deep appreciation for beauty, for art, and its power to just completely transport you, even for this rigorous philosopher.
That's a lovely note to end on for his personality.
It is.
So let's try to wrap this up. What does this all mean for us today, for you listening?
Well, I mean,
The Analects, even after all this time, they really feel like a timeless blueprint, don't they? For how to build an ethical life, an impactful life.
absolutely. It's all about that continuous self-improvement, acting with integrity.
And understanding that how you act, your virtuous example, it actually has power. In your own life, in your relationships, even in leadership roles.
And it really reinforces that becoming that superior person, it's not about some innate talent you're born with or getting lots of likes or followers.
Right. It's not about external stuff.
No, it's about deliberate, consistent effort. That internal commitment to being virtuous, to doing things properly. Like we said earlier, knowledge is great, but it's most valuable when you actually understand it and apply it.
Confucius gives us the tools for both, really. A practical guide for actually living these ideas.
He does, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, Confucius believed that the years do not wait for us. Time is passing.
A sense of urgency.
Yeah, a gentle one perhaps, but it's there.
No.
So, thinking about that, what single, maybe small change in your daily conduct rooted in one of these ideas we've talked about?
Like intellectual honesty or sincerity with friends or leading by example.
Exactly. What one thing would you choose to pursue with that constant perseverance starting now?
That's a great question to leave people with. Something to really think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Analects of Confucius.
Yeah, I hope it gave you some food for thought.
We hope it sparks some new ideas and maybe encourages you to continue your own journey of discovery with this text or others like it.